What do you say, everybody? Welcome to Last Call. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. We're going to talk about Coach Saban on Capitol Hill and college baseball. 3 teams in our state that have a chance to go to the World Series, all that. But how crazy the baseball tournament turned out. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi, the Azaleas, the Oaks, 2 amazing golf courses at Dancing Rabbit. That's right there on campus. And you don't have to have a membership. It's the Augusta you can play, and it's really close. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. So make sure that you check that out. Let's get this show started. All right, there he is, Jake Coker, Mick Gillispie. Jake, good to see you, man. I know you're having a great weekend, and so am I. It's good to see you. Let me get right into Coach Saban on Capitol Hill. You know, he testified. I think politically he's a Democrat, but I would say that he's the perfect guy to go up there and talk about football because he doesn't really seem like he's a partisan, right? He just wants to get things fixed. And he's talking about the system and basically how it's going to destroy college football. And he was talking about all the stuff we've heard him talk about, pay for play that was supposed to be name, image, and likeness. Obviously, schools have turned that into, pay for play, right? He said it went from 2.7 million to 40 million in 5 years. It's a lot. It's a threat to non-revenue sports. We know that. And that free agency is a transfer portal, right? So they want salary caps, transfer limits, the Lane Kiffin rule, a guy that where you can't just leave a team in the middle of the season and go coach somebody else. And then they were talking about maybe having like geographical rivalries back, instead of these like conferences that are all over the place. Dig in on that, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the amount of negativity I hear from Coach Saban's comments on Capitol Hill. Don't make much sense to me. I guess I guess just the public notion is that he took advantage of the college football rules, and quote unquote cheated while he was at Alabama. Because the negativity I see and some of the comments I see, towards Coach Saban and what he said, what he said makes sense. It's a perfect layout in my opinion. I think you've got a lot of people who have never been involved in college sports that are sitting here saying, okay, now it's fair play. But college sports are gonna, again, his analogy to a Ferrari heading towards a cliff at 150 miles an hour makes total sense to me. You talk to, your average fan bases, maybe outside of Indiana, right now, or Ohio State, maybe Texas. Nobody likes the rules that are in place as of right now. The general consensus among college football fans, to me, or at least the ones that I've talked to, and I feel like I talk to them all the time, is that their interest in their programs is nowhere near what it was, because you don't know the players. You feel like it's all about the money rather than having any devotion to a school, and it's just not the same. What are you smiling at? You feel like it's the same. You don't feel like you have the tradition of college football, and that is what makes college football is the tradition, the rivalries, pulling for a guy from freshman year on to graduation. I mean, and again, I know I transferred, but I do think that the one, at least one unrestricted transfer, I think that's important. I do think you got to push that back and don't let them do it within 6 weeks or 6 months. But, it's a mess, and I think that again the collectives paying kids out of high school just an ungodly amount of money. The transfers nonstop that does create unrestricted free agency and no continuity. Coaches can't plan for the next year with that kind of deregulation. I've talked to coaches at big schools like Alabama, like Texas. I've talked to coaches at small schools, guys that have coached around Buffalo, Purdue, smaller schools that don't have the budget. It's not good either way around. I mean, you're not creating a more level playing field. I think Indiana, unless they have the budget to maintain that year over year, I think it's kind of a flash in the pan one year, and once they get the target on their back, it's going to be a little bit different. Unless you've got guys like Mark Cuban just funneling in, $50 million rosters year after year. But I don't see that as sustainable. So again, the product is just so variable that I don't see how you create long-term fandom and long-term loyalty throughout this process. I don't think I would have, I don't think I would have enjoyed, playing that in that era where it's just, turnover year after year. I mean, I would hate that kind of just uncertainty all the time. I mean, that would suck, to be honest with you. I mean, look, the money would be great. Don't get me wrong. I've spoken on that before, but not having a core group of guys like I go to Colin McGuire's golf tournament yesterday here in Greenville, and you got guys who played for Bear Bryant. I think I was the youngest former player there, but Major Ogilvy was there. You've got guys that are Alabama through and through, and a lot of these guys I'd never met before, and you've got something to talk about immediately. It's a brotherhood. It just I hate it for some of these guys who are going to play at 3 different schools and not really have anywhere to go back to. I mean, unless I guess they did well at their last school. But again, it's again, I see some of these articles really mocking what Coach Saban said. It pisses me off. Some of these writers just have no clue. And you can say what you want about Coach Saban. I will say he was the best at transitioning to new rulings in college football. I think he was a visionary, just on the field rules, off the field rules. I think he found a way to make it manageable for everybody. But you can't knock a guy for taking advantage of every rule and really getting out in front of every rule that came through. He was the master of that, finding advantage. I mean, Coach Saban's as good a politician as he is a coach. And I mean, he finds ways to win. He knows how to work the media to get his team to play at the highest level possible. There is no weakness in his game, and I don't know. Again, if it's me, he's the one setting the parameters, because again, there's no one more organized. There's no one more dedicated to the sport. And again, I think legislatively we're on the right track. A couple fine tunes, but again, these people that have no clue what they're talking about, we're going to look around in 10 years if it goes their way, and college football is going to be a shadow of what it used to be.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what he's out in front trying to fix. The problem is you can't have a league of any kind without rules, and there just isn't any rules right now. And some teams like Miami, I saw where they spent $44 million on the roster. Hey, guess who's going to be back in the playoff next year? Guess who's going to make a run to the national championship next year? When $37 million isn't enough, right?
And honestly, the amount of money doesn't bother me. I mean, I think the collectives are bullshit. I mean, that is pay for play. I mean, you're finding you got collectives. I mean, actively trying to secure deals, but again, there's no real contract in place. How can you guarantee something? For performance you haven't seen out of a high schooler, and expect to have these guys paid for years in advance. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Um, Again, the money part is not even the biggest deal to me, though. It's the transfer. I mean, and for these guys, these unregulated agents, I mean, you've got guys that have no relationship with a player, with a coach. They just try to call around and figure out whether they can broker a deal. And I mean, there's really no substantial relationship whatsoever. I mean, how do you trust that?
Yeah.
I mean, you again, just unnamed, unlicensed brokers, just calling and really creating havoc among the college football landscape and you're talking about 18 to 22-year-olds who, again, I mean, you don't know who to listen to at 18 to 22. Everything sounds good. You don't realize everybody, I mean, half the people that are calling you are full of shit. I don't know, man. I mean, I've heard some stories already that just kind of blow my mind in terms of where some of these guys are getting pushed based on where the money's coming from and how it's changing hands. There's, this is not a long-term benefit for these 18 to 22-year-olds. It's just not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't even know it to me how much of that matters, right? Like, I mean, I want those guys to do well, but not at the detriment of of the game itself and the sport, right? Like, it should matter that we have a system in place that is regulated so that there's a level playing field. And I think that's what Coach Saban is trying to do. Hey, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Patriot Roofing and Builders. Absolutely love these guys. They do great work. You know that. 205-919-4494. We talk about them each show, and we appreciate the fact that when you call them, they're going to answer. Will and Justin. They do free inspections. They do really all the stuff that you're going to need done to your house. And, of course, they're insured. But you're talking about roofing, siding, gutters, windows, full home renovations, free inspections, as I mentioned before. So 205-919-4494. Give them a call, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, around those areas. And I think you'll be satisfied with what they do, and at least give them a chance. Come out there and take a look. And with, some of these storms that are going through right now, you always need, somebody that can fix your house if it gets damaged. I mean, it's rained in Fairhope like the last 40 days and 40 nights. My house is about to float out. I'm not there, but I'll tell you what, it might float away.
No, but my point was the transfer portal. I mean, that was, and just the way that these kids are entering the transfer portal. I mean, again, it's the money is not the issue to me. It's the turmoil created within these bad actors that get these guys into the portal. And I think there was 3,300 guys. I'm pulling that out of my ass kind of, but how many guys entered the transfer portal and didn't go anywhere, had no opportunity after that?
Yeah, there was a bunch.
I mean,
I can try to Google it, but I mean, it was like thousands.
Yeah, I mean, I just, again,
because you get in the portal doesn't mean that's going to benefit you, right? But they've made the portal seem like it's this magical place where you're going to go in and make a bunch of money. I mean, some guys are going to give up an opportunity to learn and improve. But, like I was saying, it's even not, I mean, I know you come from a player's perspective because you played. I look at it like you have to have a successful sport. You have to have rules and regulations, and it's like, it just comes down to that to me, right? Like, baseball is about to go on strike or lockout because you got one team spending more money than 8 other teams combined. And it's just not good for the game itself. Collegiate sports are supposed to be amateur. Now, that's not what we have with football right now. It's not amateur. And the minute that name, image, and likeness became a thing, schools were trying to get the jump on each other to pay for play, to the point now where it's out of the bag. And I don't think that it's going to be interesting to see how they get it back in there. But the Olympic sports have, for a long time, benefited, probably too much, to be honest with you, from football. And a lot of that's changing. I mean, like, I'm a supporter of, and we got to talk about baseball, because I think it's really cool what Alabama baseball is doing. But when you look at it, you're like, hey, you know what? I love these sports, but if you're losing millions of dollars, you don't need to be staying at 5-star hotels and traveling on charter flights and stuff like that. You can bus it, right? Like we did with the club lacrosse team at Alabama, because we probably, could have made the same amount of money as women's basketball. And I mean, like, it doesn't mean that I don't like either one of those sports. I do. But what I'm saying is that the model that we created, where the administrators paid themselves way too much, you go in there, you don't even know what half the people do that are getting paid. All the money's coming from football, and the players aren't getting any of it. So and then like, there's an entitlement. I spent time around some of the Olympic sports, and there's an entitlement there that they don't deserve, because football is the one generating the revenue. So there needs to be a balance, to me. But it doesn't mean I want to get rid of the sports. I just, like, hey, it's not Major League Baseball. You're not making any money. So you know what? Instead of going out playing teams on the West Coast, there's plenty of teams to play locally. I mean, look at the regionals right now. Troy's a win away from going to the World Series. Auburn's got to come back and win twice because they lost to Ole Miss, and then Bama plays late tonight against St. John's.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm fired up about watching this baseball game tonight. I can't wait. I'm going to hate to see, again, and people making fun of Coach Saban's, speech or whatever. I say making fun, pointing at him like, man, you're taking advantage of the rules this whole time. I mean, that's the vibe I get, which, whatever. Which, whatever. I don't even listen to that. But if nothing is done, college baseball is going away. I mean, it is. Softball may hang in there,
Well, as we know it, right? Like, as we know it right now, like, what if they had to work off of a budget? Maybe more guys go to the draft, but you're still going to have baseball. There's guys that'll ride a bus. There's enough teams to play in your area.
I understand what you're saying, but baseball and softball and all these other sports, as we know it, are going away. They're not. I mean, you're not going to have the same traditional, They're doing their best to make it as big as possible and get as much eyes as possible. But I mean, again, when you don't have funding, the product's going to be a lot worse. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's as you said, the club lacrosse. It's going to look more like a club sport rather than a promoted NCAA event. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean,
so you can say whatever you want about what Coach Saban said. If guardrails aren't put in place, you're going to have the same people who are fighting for those sports look around and all of a sudden be like, "Oh man, I didn't understand what I was pushing for." I mean, you want to be nice to everybody, but all of a sudden when money becomes a real issue, it's going to get pretty cutthroat around college sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, no matter what happens, they're going to sue. You know, I heard that the Big Ten and the SEC didn't like the proposal that Congress was going to put together. They were going to oppose that.
What did they not like about it?
I think one of the things was that the regional, that Nick Saban was talking about having regional conferences again. You know, let's see.
I love that.
Both the SEC and the Big Ten issued statements opposing the bill as drafted, claiming it fails to address critical issues or successful preempt conflicting state laws. Oh yeah. Additionally, some other stuff, some political stuff, but
basically none of this is happening fast.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
I would love to see them cap coaches' contracts. You know, I mean, like, hey, let's start there. You know, you're not getting $12.5 million anymore. That all blew up because of Nick Saban. You know, and all the rest of these guys rode his coattails to get rich. It's like he's the only guy that was worth it for a while. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 coaches that are like, you know, Kirby probably. Well, I'm going to say yes.
I mean, ask Auburn about the buyouts. I mean, the buyouts.
Awful.
The buyouts are unbelievable. I mean, the buyouts are insane, just insanity to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. I don't know what. I can't imagine any other contract that's structured in a way where if you get fired, you get paid that amount of money.
I mean, except baseball with their guaranteed money. But I mean, it's you look at it and you're like, this makes no sense at all. It just doesn't. Like you're not successful, and so you just get paid to go away. But the issue is that these universities will sign these. I mean, we just re-upped Kalen DeBoer, and a lot of you guys didn't like that. They're not happy about it. Not that they wanted to get rid of Kalen DeBoer, but they're like, why we're digging in further, and he hasn't won anything yet. Read a lot of that. Some of you guys are glad that he re-signed. Nick Saban said that was the market. Somebody was going to come get him if we didn't sign him up.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the contract should be written on an incentive structure. Coaches can come in and I mean, you sign a lottery contract, and I mean, hell, why work this hard in this nightmare of an atmosphere of college football with transfer portal and NIL? I mean, again, the responsibilities of coaching have skyrocketed since all this, really emerged. But, you look at, I mean, I thought Hugh Freeze would do a good job at Auburn. And I mean, I don't know what happened there where, it just no movement whatsoever, a little bit of excitement in the recruiting realm, but, just a really poor product on the field for 3 years. I mean, Brian Harsin, you hear stories about the way they recruited, and then you look at the product on the field. I mean, it was pretty negative both ways. There's no fan base that can bitch more about buyouts than Auburn can. I mean, I think they still pay more in buyout fees than they pay their current coach.
How about that?
I mean, they may still be paying Malzahn. Hell, I don't know. But it's it has turned it's turned it into complete and total chaos. There's no doubt about it. And again, I was talking to somebody about a local guy in Mobile, and I was talking to some guys who had played and knew some recruits around here, and guys just again not the whole. A lot of the playing local, playing at Alabama, playing at Auburn, another school from out of conference comes in, offers $3-4 million, and the tradition and the love for college football is just out the window. It's, hey man, I got to take this money.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a high school guy. I mean, it's a high school guy. At the end of the day, you never know what you're going to get out of a high school guy. I mean, I think you consistently get higher rated guys, you're going to do well. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Right.
But man, I would be nervous to sling $2-3 million at any senior in high school. That would, that to me needs to be capped in a heartbeat. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. Let's talk baseball for a second. And guys, before we do that, let me tell you about our man right here. That's Keith. You know him, one of us. And he runs Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. And they are trying to go for another championship back-to-back coastal style hotel of the year. Hit that QR code and vote for those guys today. Come on, be part of that. Look them up. The White Marlin Open's coming. He made a championship belt for it. But it's great. It's a beautiful place, as you know. It's right there on the Maryland border, Ocean City. Well, I'd say the border, the Ocean City, which like the beach there. It's amazing. The shore. Great food. If you love crabs and seafood, they got you covered. Mussels. Also, the boardwalk's amazing. Secrets Bar, Residence Inn by Marriott's awesome. You're going to love it. So check that out. Be a part of that. And tell them that you heard about it here on the next round and on Last Call. All right, before we get off here on this Saturday, working on the weekend, guys. Troy hosting, Auburn hosting, and Alabama hosting. Troy's hosting Little Rock. If you're Southern Miss, man, you just got to be like, this would have been the year that would have set up perfectly for us to go to the World Series. I saw highlights of that Troy game. Yeah, like the one from Friday. Oh, man, that place was just going crazy, man. We better do that in Tuscaloosa today. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's set up for us. I mean, look, I know I always get St. John's and St. Mary's mixed up, but when they beat Florida State, that made me feel pretty good about Alabama's chances. Now, had Florida State won, that'd have been pretty fun to go up to that game. Huh?
I said St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's.
You wanted the Coker Bowl for baseball.
That would have been pretty cool to see. Well, would Florida State have traveled to Alabama?
Bama's a higher rated seed. I don't know that necessarily means that they would get it. We played Clemson one year, and what I understand, and that this is when I was broadcasting the games, Bama didn't put as high of a bid in for the Super Regional and didn't get it. But I don't think they were. We won the first round at Georgia Tech, so maybe because of that, I don't remember all the details, but I just remember that we didn't spend enough money to get the Super, and then Clemson went to the World Series. So, but Bama's a national seed this year, so I think that that maybe they would have hosted. But I'm not 100% sure. I just know that Florida State has a rich tradition of going to the World Series, and Bama's got to beat the St. John's team. They need to do exactly what Troy did yesterday, and that's just whooped up on Little Rock. Auburn lost, but I mean, think about it. 3 of the 8 sites in the state of Alabama. This is all, so much of this is your seeding, right? Like you get into the right bracket, some things happen. Who would have ever thought Troy would have been hosting? I mean, you could have played this out thousands of times and Troy's not hosting. They barely got in. There's people that didn't want them in the tournament.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, you never know when the bats get hot. Never know when the bats are going to get hot. I mean, I don't think baseball is as much of I don't know, maybe it is, but I don't think you've got the ability to upset people in baseball like you do basketball. But, man, when those bats get hot, you never know. We seem to be hitting our stride right now, thank goodness. I mean, you and I have been talking about it for years. Like, man, when the postseason comes, we just get flat. And,
time to accelerate, boys.
Yeah, during the regional, I mean, now look, I think we highly benefited from the seeding, the opening game, and kind of let us, get hot or ease into the regional. And I think we luck out here with St. John's beating Florida State. I mean, people can say, Florida State to me is the more talented team than St. John's. St. John's just got it done that weekend.
Yeah,
and
they just got it done.
Yeah, I'd rather play St. John's than Florida State. Now, having said that, the atmosphere would have been cooler if it was Florida State, but I hope the team doesn't think that way.
No,
hope they're fired up to get to the World Series.
They haven't been since Jim Wells. They haven't been to the World Series since 2001. I mean, that's like our friend Lance Cormier and Jeremy Brown and like Brett Boyd on that team. I mean, there were some ballers back then. They got close in 2006.
That's anyway. Like the last time Lance Taylor beat me in a pick'em during college football season.
Take that, LT. Oh man. Well, hey, fun show. You guys have a great weekend. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. It's perfect time to get over there. You got Geyser Falls, which is the water park that's open. For the kids over there, you go golf, do 18 at Dancing Rabbit. It's the Augusta you can play. Don't have to have a membership. Just go out there and have a great time on a beautiful course. Clubhouse is awesome. It's got a great store. You know, they sell food in there. It's just awesome. And then you go to Silver Star Golden Moon Casino. Slots. Best you're going to find between here and Vegas. You got table games. You got the sports book, the Timeout Sports Lounge. That's there. Mom and Them's restaurant, all that stuff. Pearl River Resort, hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. Roll Tide, my friend. Good luck to this Bama baseball team.
You got through a show without you talking about me buying you a steak. Roll Tide.
That's right. But I did win the mullet toss. And you know why? Because of this commercial.
On today's show, 2 legends call their own plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. They're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me. So Monday, Friday, Saturday,
These two still got game.
Come call your own plays
At Pearl River Resort. Let's roll.
I don't have to be me.